So, breaking news, the Brooklyn Nets are finalizing a deal to send Dennis Schroeder and 1 second round pick to the Golden State Warriors for DeAnthony Melton and 3 second round picks. Some good news for Dub Nation because, in my opinion, I feel like this is a great pickup because the Warriors, they've been struggling. They have been struggling as of late. Now, they started the season 12-3, I believe. It was 12-3. And they were on top of the world, it seemed like. But then they went on to lose 7 of their last 10 games, to be exact. And they just haven't been playing great basketball. But what Schroeder provides is essentially a playmaker that can run the point guard, that can run the offense, to basically take some responsibility off Steph Curry, therefore allowing him to play more off the ball. Now, this was DeAnthony Melton's role, but we all know that season-ending injury he suffered caused that to change. And listen, man, the NBA is a cold business because with this move, they essentially found DeAnthony Melton's replacement, and I hope he gets back healthy from his injury. But yeah, man, so the Warriors, they've been struggling, man. And with this pickup, maybe they can, start to see some positive changes because granted, they're still 5th in the West, but I think they were like the 2nd seed a couple weeks ago. But, the NBA is up and down. It's a cutthroat league. And yeah, man, like the Warriors, they've been trying to improve this roster. They're reportedly also looking to pair a star with Steph Curry, but I think this is a great start. So let's get into this article here. It says the Golden State Warriors are reportedly adding a veteran point guard as they look to bolster a playoff caliber roster. Per ESPN Shams Charania, the Brooklyn Nets are finalizing a deal to send Dennis Schroeder and a 2nd round pick to Golden State in return for DeAnthony Melton and 3 second round picks. We just said that already. NBA insider Jake Fisher noted that there were talks of the Nets including Cam Johnson in a potential deal, but instead opted to just include Dennis Schroeder and a 2nd round pick. Now, I thought if the Nets were going to pick any of the two, I initially thought it'd probably be Cam Johnson because of his 3-point shooting, but they have Buddy Hield, who's another great 3-point shooter. So I don't see the need for them to really pick or get Cam Johnson, which is why they opted to just have Schroeder in the deal. Brian Lewis of the New York Post reported earlier this week that the Nets would only trade Schroeder if they received at least a 1st round pick in return. While Brooklyn didn't get the 1st round pick it was seeking, it did get some valuable assets that will be vital for its rebuild, which I'm assuming is the 3 second round picks, of course. Now, Schroeder, who is 31 years old, is having an outstanding start of the year, putting up 18 points, 6 assists per game through the first 23 games, leading Brooklyn to a 10-15 start that has made it a surprising playoff hopeful. That was worded weird, but no, I agree. Dennis Schroeder has been playing some really great basketball. In my opinion, he's essentially the Brooklyn Nets best. I'll say he's their best player right now. And he's been playing like a really. I'm not gonna go as far as saying all-star, but he's been putting up some really good numbers, right? I think there was a game he had like 30 and 10. Like he's a baller, man. He's a baller. But yeah, DeAnthony Melton, who is on a 1-year, $12.82 million contract, is out for the remainder. Yeah. Shout out to DeAnthony Melton, man. Dennis Schroeder was your replacement. I'm pretty sure the Warriors appreciate his services, but this is the NBA, man. The Nets have made just about everyone on their roster available for trade, according to ESPN's Brian Windhorst. So the Schroeder deal could be the first of many as Brooklyn looks to clean house. Which, yeah, the Brooklyn they're like in between like lottery and like I guess you can say playoff contention, but they're just trying to blow this whole shit up and start from scratch and look for the future. The Warriors were out to a fantastic 12-3 start. Let me refresh this. The Warriors were out to a fantastic 12-3 start to the year, but have since struggled, losing 7 of their last 9 games to drop to 14-10, and adding shooters could help revive their season and help elevate them to a finals contending squad. Now, I'm gonna keep it a bean here, guys. I don't think that, obviously I think this improves the Warriors. Dennis Schroeder does give the Warriors some improvements, but does it make them like that title contending team that's feared out in the West? No. I still think the Warriors need to make a couple more moves, particularly just getting a star. Maybe it could be Jimmy Butler. There's been rumors about that, and we made a video on the Jimmy Butler thing, and honestly, they said the Houston Rockets, the Suns, the Mavericks, and the Warriors. The Warriors are the only team I see Jimmy Butler going to. Those other teams, they're good teams already. There's no need for them to really, blow shit up for Jimmy Butler, who's at age 35, approaching age 36, by the way. So I don't see the point in that. But again, the Warriors need to pair Curry with they need to make a couple more moves. Particularly, I think they need a star. They need a star. And until they get a star, I don't see the Warriors being this team to fear out in the West, right? So let's move on to Warriors Today by Chat Sports. Shout out to them. They were giving some very thoughtful insight on this move, and I want you guys to hear what they had to say. So check it out.
Mike Dunleavy finally did it. The Warriors finally make a big move. Breaking news, Golden State has finalized a trade for Dennis Schroeder, point guard from the Brooklyn Nets, sending away DeAnthony Melton and 3 second-round picks in the deal for Golden State to be able to add that scoring punch that they've desperately craved this entire season, and since DeAnthony Melton has gone away for the entire season with an ACL injury. You're watching Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Tyler Smith, and this is why you subscribe to the channel. This is my off day. It's Saturday. I'm coming at you from my bedroom right now. I was about to go watch my college basketball team play their Saturday matinee game, but I had to bring you guys this breaking news on Warriors Today. So make sure you hit that sub button. We're on the road to 71,000 subscribers, and let's get into the rest of today's video. So trading for Dennis Schroeder, right? I mean, this is a guy who is having pretty much a career year for the Brooklyn Nets on a 1-year rental deal, and he is averaging like 16.5 points a game. He's averaging 6 assists. The guy is shooting 38% from 3-point range. So this is somebody who can bring a dynamic skill set.
Yeah, so so to be exact, and I'm not trying to call out this guy, sometimes you forget the stats, but he's averaging, so Schroeder is averaging 18, 3 rebounds, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. That'll make him 14th in the league, which I think is pretty good, right? And no, he's an amazing playmaker, and the Warriors need that. They definitely need that. Curry needs that for sure.
To a Warriors team that really not only needs that scoring punch, but also somebody who can facilitate and let Stephen Curry work off of the ball and kind of be that primary facilitator that DeAnthony Melton was kind of stepping into, right? That role where Steve Kerr trusted him to bring the ball up the floor so Steph could work off and roll off the screens to get open looks. This is kind of going to be Dennis Schroeder's role in this Warriors team now. Will he start? I doubt it. I think he'll be coming off the bench for them.
Right, yeah. When I first saw this move, I didn't think Schroeder would be starting. He's essentially taking DeAnthony Melton's role, and but I do imagine Kerr will play him high minutes, so he'll be coming off the bench, but he'll be like playing starters minutes basically.
Most part, but man, this is a guy who can work out of the mid-range as well. He has that floater game. He can attack the rim from time to time. Is he the best on defense? Now, I'm not going to say he's an all-world first-team point of attack defender, but he can earn his keep on that, and he can be a solid team defender for a Golden State team that is above average on that end. So I love the pickup of Dennis Schroeder. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. A, B, C, D, or F. Grade the trade. Dennis Schroeder for DeAnthony Melton and 3 second-round picks. Those picks have yet to be decided. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Now, how does he fit into this Warriors team, right? I kind of mentioned how his role is going to be this facilitator, scoring punch off the bench kind of guy. But what does this mean for other players on this roster, like a Brandon Podziemski, somebody who they quote-unquote...
Yeah, another thing too, Brandon Podziemski, because Steve Kerr, and this is also... Brandon Podziemski, they call him Pods, I think, Warriors fans. Steve Kerr had a couple words to give Brandon Podziemski. So Brandon Podziemski, he's granted he's a role player, but he hasn't really been playing. Podziemski. he hasn't really been playing, for a guy who, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not like, this guy's in the NBA, right? But for a guy who the Warriors are seemingly very high on, they say he's untouchable. I mean, he hasn't been playing, really, he hasn't been playing that great, right? He's been playing very inconsistent. And, he's young. He's going to learn. But something interesting I want you guys to look at. So, Steve Kerr called out Brandon Podziemski's decision-making. It says here, Steve Kerr was very critical of Brandon Podziemski's decision-making in a game against the Nuggets. Sorry about that. In a game against the Nuggets. Saying he cannot be the guy. He cannot be the guy. He cannot be that guy. He can't foul jump shooters. I love Brandon. Hell of a player. Hell of a future. But I hope he watches this clip because he needs to hear it.
Let's hear it. 12 in the late second quarter. That was frankly insane. 5-on-4. You just keep a lob when we're up 12 in the late second quarter. That was frankly insane. 5-on-4. You just keep hitting singles, throw the ball to the open guy. He had the same play last week against Brooklyn where he tried to throw a lob over his shoulder. He cannot be that guy, and he can't foul jump shooters. So I love Brandon, a hell of a player. He's got a hell of a future ahead of him. But I hope he watches this clip right now, me talking, because he needs to hear it. He's got to be a smart, tough, great decision maker, and he's very capable of it. But that's his next step.
So this trade, so as far as minutes, this can go one of two ways. either Brandon Podziemski will play high minutes, maybe Schröder will play maybe Brandon will play like 25 minutes, Schröder will play 16, or it's going to be vice versa where Schröder's getting more of Podziemski's minutes because of his inconsistencies as of late. So yeah, man, we'll see.
Unquote, trust heavily, and Steve Kerr most recently said we trust him with the ball in his hands at the end of games. Is that going to be Schröder sliding into that role now? Who knows? But this is a great deal for Golden State. In my opinion, I would give it an A because you get a guy in Dennis Schröder who's on a 1-year rental deal. His money comes off the books if he doesn't work out after the end of this season. And what you gave away was just 3 second-round picks. And I'm going to give it an A and hold off on an A+ is because I wanted maybe 1 or 2 more of the Brooklyn Nets players that were being dangled in all these trade talks.
I'm saying, man, I'm telling you, like if the Warriors were able to get Cam Johnson as well, I'll give this a B. I'm not gonna give it an A. If they got Cam Johnson in the deal as well, A+ for sure.
Coming over to Golden State as well. Cam Johnson was obviously my #1 trade target for Golden State, but this is one of those scenarios where they kind of killed 2 birds with 1 stone. They needed to replace D'Anthony Melton in some capacity, and with his contract expiring at the end of the season, he was only on that 1-year mid-level exception deal. This is a win-win for both sides. Nets are trying to get worse, Warriors are trying to get back better, and you send away some draft assets in the process. I really like this move for Golden State, but on the flip side, can this be the only move, right? That's kind of where I'm at with this. And
listen, this will not. I don't think this will be the only move, unless the Warriors are trying to fail Steph Curry. I don't think they will. I imagine they're going to be looking more. Brandon Ingram, even though he's injured, he's out. I think they said he's out indefinitely with a left ankle injury. Well, I think he made a video on that a couple days ago. That's one thing. Jimmy Butler, high possibility, maybe that can happen. But I don't think this is the last move. And a shout out to Warriors Today by Chat Sports. But yeah, man, I want to get your guys' opinion on this. What would you grade this move? I'll rate it a B. If the Warriors were able to get Cam Johnson, to get the Nets include Cam Johnson in that trade, man, or in that deal, man, I'm calling it an A+. But yeah, man, the Nets have sent Dennis Schröder to the Warriors and a 2nd-round pick to the Warriors for D'Anthony Melton and 3 second-round picks. Let me know what you guys think about this, Warriors fans. How are you guys feeling? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.